Q4 रेवेन्यू सर ग्रोथ देखें अगर 24%, तो क्या सर इसको क्या ड्रिवन फैक्टर रहा इसके लिए, स्पेशली अगर रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ की बात करें तो?
Good morning. No, revenue growth is essentially raw material prices जो काफी बढ़ गए हैं, उसके लिए revenue growth दिख रहा है, but हमारा volume growth has been flat vis-a-vis volume growth. We have just done about close to 4%. Revenue growth is majorly driven by the increase in raw material prices. As you know, fatty alcohol prices have gone up by almost double compared to last year.
जी, करेक्ट सर. सर FY25 की अगर बात करें, इन EBITDA पर MT stood at around 19,868, lower than guided range of 20,500 to 21,500. सर ये going ahead for FY26 आप कैसे देख रहे हैं?
Yeah, so majorly we were down vis-a-vis the guided range of EBITDA per metric ton because the way India market really regressed in terms of demand in the second half of the last financial year. There has been a very promising improvement in Q4 sequentially, where the EBITDA we raised to almost 21,700 above the guided range. So we do hope to keep this momentum on and deliver EBITDA per metric ton within the guided range, and also continue to maintain the volume momentum in the coming quarter.
ओके सर, MEAT की अगर बात करें, एशिया, मिडिल ईस्ट एंड टर्की, ये रीजन में यहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं इट कंटिन्यूज रिमेनिंग फ्लैट, बट कंपनी हैज इंडिकेटेड देयर आर साइंस ऑफ डिमांड स्टेबलाइजेशन. वो कब तक सर देख रहे हैं, कब तक एक्सपेक्टेशंस है डिमांड एक पिकअप करने की? और साथ ही देखना चाहेंगे सर, जानना चाहेंगे रीजन्स कौन से रहेंगे जहाँ पर कंपनी इज प्लानिंग टू एक्सपांड इट्स रीच?
तो अफ्रीका, मिडिल ईस्ट, टर्की में एक तो entire March month was impacted because of Ramadan, and although we do see demand holding up strong, so we expect that demand in this year, we ended last year flat, we expect it to show growth in the current year, and the rest of the world has been a very bright spot for us. I think Asia Pacific, Latin America, Europe, North America, all of them have grown well compared to last year. We expect that momentum to continue in this year as well. And we keep our fingers crossed in terms of India growth picking up. All our customers say that it should happen in the H2 of the current financial year.
राइट सर, नेक्स्ट ROW के ऊपर जानना चाह रही थी. वहाँ पर एक देख रहे स्ट्रॉन्ग परफॉर्मेंस फॉर Q4 एंड FY25. तो सर, विच रीजन्स सो हाईएस्ट वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ अमॉन्ग्स्ट EU, NA, लैटिन अमेरिका एंड APAC, और डिमांड एंड वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ एक्सपेक्टेशंस फॉर FY26 क्या रख रहे हैं?
So the major in rest of the world has been, the volume growth has been driven by the Americas region. With regard to the volume growth, see, our guidance, the overall guidance that we have been giving continues to remain the same, but of 6 to 8% volume growth and 20,500, 21,500 EBITDA per metric ton. But given that India is not going to be all that robust in terms of growth in the first half, we expect to continue into the current growth rate of about at the lower end of the guided range, say close to 4% that we delivered last year. And then we hope to pick up in H2 once India demand starts showing signs of improvement.
Right, sir. Sir, fatty alcohol acid is expected to continue remain elevated for one more quarter due to international supply chain disruption. तो ये impact sir कैसे आप देख रहे हैं, and margins के ऊपर in Q1 कुछ इसके वजह से कुछ effect देख रहे हैं आप?
No, in fact, more than prices, I think it's more to do with the availability of material on a very continuous basis. So that's what we are working on. Prices, we do expect to start correcting, given that these are high season months for farm products. But yes, what is keeping my operations team busy is in terms of ensuring that we are able to keep our plants fed with material, given the disruptions that have been there on the supply side over the last 2 months.
जी, तो सर इसके इम्पैक्ट के लिए कुछ प्राइस इंक्रीज ऑन कार्ड, और साथ ही साथ जानना चाहेंगे एनी इम्पैक्ट ऑफ द रेड सी क्राइसिस एंड जियोपॉलिटिकल अनसर्टेनिटीज?
Price increase, so obviously the prices of fatty alcohol has been at these elevated levels over the past few months, and yes, we continuously have no choice but to pass on the prices, and obviously yes, that does cause issues in terms of the demand really picking up. That's the most critical implication of the increased fatty alcohol prices. With regard to the geopolitical situation, yes, it continues to be very volatile, and we keep a close track on that. The Red Sea crisis continues because not many ships are still moving through the Suez. They still take the circuitous route around Cape of Good Hope. We do hope that things start getting better, and the Mediterranean regions get service through the Suez Canal, which can alleviate supply chain situation to a great extent.
राइट नटराजन सर, आगे जानना चाहेंगे, इंडिया में हम देख रहे हैं सर जो यहाँ से कंटिन्यूज टू फेस डिमांड हेडविंड्स, की फैक्टर सर क्या है इम्पैक्टिंग डिमांड, और रूरल रिकवरी वो आपने कैसे देखी? विद इंक्रीज्ड स्पेंडिंग कैपेसिटी, डू यू एक्सपेक्ट बेटर स्पेंडिंग टुवर्ड्स होम एंड पर्सनल केयर?
Yeah, we do expect. In this case, I need to draw upon what my customers have been saying in their commentary. They do see that rural demand is better than urban demand, and urban demand is still a cause of concern. And they expect with the sort of measures that the government announced in the budget of this year, there should be good amount of money that can enable consumers to spend on discretionary items like home and personal care. So we are cautiously optimistic that things should be much better from H2 of the current financial year.
जी, एंड सर लास्टली जानना चाहेंगे कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन अभी कैसी है, और एनी कैपेक्स प्लान लाइंड अप अहेड?
Capacity utilization is close to about 68 to 70%, and there are some capacity additions that will come in place on both in India and Egypt on the performance and specialty ingredients in the first half of this current year. That would enable us to leverage on any demand growth that we see in the India market and the rest of the world market.
राइट नटराजन सर, इट्स ऑलवेज अ प्लेजर आपके साथ जब डिस्कशन रहता है, काफ़ी डिटेल्स शेयर की. थैंक यू फॉर कनेक्टिंग एंड बेस्ट विशेस फॉर कमिंग क्वार्टर्स.
थैंक यू, शुक्रिया.